Let me ask you a question. Is your skeleton just a fancy coat rack for your skin? Just something to hang everything else on?
If you thought yes, then you could not be more wrong. Because when it comes to sports, to any kind of exercise, your skeleton isn't just a background player. Oh no, it is your undisputed most valuable player.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to Subject Simplified. Today, we're going to prove to you that your skeleton is way more than just a frame. We're going to break down exactly why it's the secret MVP of every single sport, which should give you a massive leg up on your next anatomy exam. All right, let's dive in.
Let's kick things off with the skeleton's first three superpowers, and these are the ones that keep you in the game before you even make a move. Think of these as the crucial behind-the-scenes jobs that make everything else possible.
We're talking about three huge roles: protection, blood cell production, and mineral storage. Seriously, these are three massive jobs that almost always go completely unnoticed.
So first up, protection. This is your skeleton, acting as your personal built-in bodyguard. Bones like your cranium and ribs, they form a literal cage of armor around your most important organs. We're talking brain, heart, lungs, the essentials.
Just think about it for a second. Every single time a footballer heads the ball, their cranium is acting like a natural helmet, absorbing all that force and shielding the brain. Without that bony protection, it would be game over. For real.
Okay, next up, your skeleton is also a factory. No joke. Deep inside your larger bones, the bone marrow is constantly manufacturing red blood cells to carry oxygen and white blood cells to fight off infections. It is a non-stop, 24/7 production line.
So, you know that marathon you might be training for? Well, it's not just your legs and lungs doing all the work. Your long bones are in complete overdrive, just churning out those red blood cells to get that vital oxygen to your screaming muscles.
And if that wasn't enough, your skeleton is also a bank. It's a storage unit, a reservoir for super important minerals like calcium and phosphorus. And whenever your body's running low, your bones just make a little withdrawal and release them right into your bloodstream.
A great way to think about it is like carb loading, but for your bones. This mineral bank makes sure your skeleton is dense and strong enough to handle the incredible stress of, say, a heavy deadlift or a high-impact landing in gymnastics.
Okay, so the skeleton protects, it produces, and it stores. Pretty incredible, right? But how does it actually create that game-winning goal or that perfect slam dunk? Well, let's get into the action and break down the movement machine.
See, the skeleton's role in movement really boils down to these key functions. It gives you a supporting framework, a place for your muscles to attach, the leverage needed to create movement, the strength to bear weight, and it even reduces friction.
Let's make this super simple with a bicep curl. It all starts when your brain sends a signal telling your bicep muscle to contract. Now, since that muscle is attached to the radius bone in your forearm, it pulls that bone upwards. The bone itself acts as a lever, your elbow joint is the pivot point, and bam, movement happens. It's this perfect, beautiful partnership between muscle and bone.
Okay, and this part is absolutely crucial, especially for exams. You have got to know the difference between leverage and weight bearing. Leverage is all about creating movement. Think of a quarterback's arm acting as a lever to launch a football downfield. Weight bearing is all about supporting the body and absorbing force, like a gymnast's leg sticking a perfect landing. One creates action, the other provides stability.
Now, the final piece of this movement puzzle is reducing friction. I mean, you can't have bones just grinding against each other, right? Your joints are lined with super smooth cartilage and produce this stuff called synovial fluid, which is basically biological WD-40. It lets your bones just glide past each other, making all your movements smooth, efficient, and pain-free. All right, every great sports team has specialists, right? Players who are perfectly built for their position. Well, Team Skeleton is no different. So let's meet the key players and see what their specific jobs are out on the field.
Now, this is a massive takeaway slide, so you might want to get ready to screenshot this one. We've got four main types of bones. Long bones, like your femur, they're all about leverage and blood cell production, perfect for a rower's powerful stroke. Short bones, like the tarsals in your ankle, are kind of chunky and built for weight bearing, absolutely essential for a basketball player landing a huge jump. Flat bones, like your sternum, are your shields. They're for protection. Think of a hockey player's personal guard against a flying puck. And finally, sesamoid bones, like your patella or kneecap, they sit inside tendons to reduce friction, keeping a runner's stride perfectly smooth.
So, when you put it all together, it's so clear.
The skeleton is the silent partner in every single athletic achievement. It provides the structure, the power, and the protection that makes any kind of victory even possible.
So I'll just leave you with this thought. The next time you see a spectacular, game-winning play, are you just going to see the athlete, or are you going to see the incredible, multi-talented biological machine working underneath it all?
I really hope this breakdown helped you get that winning advantage for your studies. If it did, do us a favor and hit that like button, and be sure to subscribe to the Subject Simplified channel for more. Thanks so much for watching.